Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today going to be flying the lovely Aerosoft A330-300. And lovely in the sense of the P3D version, not the Microsoft Flight Sim one, which hasn't been that good. And we are going to be flying from Charles de Gaulle up to Reykjavik with this nice Air France basic livery. And as you can see, I've finally managed to fix those excess, which seems to have been tied to the VDGS files somehow becoming corrupted. So when I repaired that, it disappeared, those excess. Let's see how long it lasts. But it's working now at least. Apart from that, I also wanted to mention, I think I mentioned in an earlier video, but they did fix the A330 Aerosoft problem. So it's in a developer build, but Windows has basically managed to fix on their end, so it should soon be a new release candidate that will basically fix the issues with this aircraft in relation to that specific Windows update. So once I finally upgrade to the newest Windows, which will hopefully be in a couple of months when they have released that candidate, this plane should work for me and everyone else who's had problems with it. Luckily I haven't yet upgraded to that one, right, so I haven't encountered that Windows issue, but for those of you who are wondering. In terms of anything else, the only thing I want to mention is that I'm going to do this a bit different. I'm going to do up to cruise mode, and then I'm going to pause the sim for you viewers, and then I'll put it on again once we are on the top of descent and starting our descent. I think that will make more compact videos. Unfortunately, I won't be using anything more with like GSX or with or I've already, let's put it this way, I've already kind of set up the GSX things. I already did the Luke air tool, but then the goddamn checklist, because I thought I would use the checklist within this game, it decided to get crazy. You know, the co-pilot wouldn't shut up basically, so I had to go cold and dark again, restart my recording, because it took a while for me to fix that. So you're coming in quite at the beginning, of course, but we have like done the boarding already and that sort of stuff. So we're basically just setting up the FMC and doing some of those things that I have to do again. As you can see, none of these are really set. Can do the APU test, the engine tests. We can put on the radio management panels, which was the cause of the error. For some reason those didn't work. We can try the oxygen masks. And that seems to work pretty well. We have windy here, which we can have open on the side. So we won't have any V1 callouts on those, so that's a bit, or maybe V1, but not any rotate callouts. Let's see, what else do we need to have? We need to get the current active weather, which is 1026. Sorry, we want to do it in 1026. And then we want to, of course, set this one up properly. And the way to do that is oh, we did actually put up some of it. Yeah, we have the alternates, flight number, cost index. Okay, so I did already do some of this. This is good. Will save us a bit of time. Fuel looks to be correct. Something with the barrow. What? Yeah, okay, that was a bit odd. A bit odd. And let's see. Okay, the boarding music is now playing. cabin crew, we can turn those on. Anything else? Manage tools, audio. Oh, you can even have this up here, so that's pretty cool. Oh, you can do my plane location. Okay, yeah, that's pretty. Doesn't seem to work though. There's also supposed to be a button that's like you can replay the boarding music, so it doesn't shut down, but we'll not be making any fuss with that. We'll go ahead and plan our departure. Just wonder, can you do any settings here? I guess we would have to press there, but I'm gonna remove that. I don't like to see that, to be honest. Though it wasn't that bad, but okay. 09 right. Atre X5K. Pretty sure it's that one. We'll insert that. We have an airway. UT225. And then a Vesan. Then we have UL613 to Solvat. Then we have L613 to TLA. I don't think Air France would use an A330 for this kind of a flight. We also had a pretty low. Let me just insert it. We also had a pretty low passenger count, like 140 passengers. Or that was in order to get the right zero fuel weight, because I was using the Inibuild A330 profile, but still. It's let me see, what did I just do? Yeah, we're going to TLA, Orsum, sorry. Orsum is the one we were going to after. And then Balix. And then Brekkie. And after Brekkie we're going to Baslu. But yeah, my hope is with by kind of dividing this video up into segments, I can do some longer flights. Because you know, with the really long ones, I usually would anyway go and do something else. Just because, well, there isn't that much to do, and I mean, even if I didn't fly with the recording, I would go somewhere else. Let's see, I'll flight plan import. I'll first do the SID, 09 right. Atre 5K. And I'm actually going to be flying to Charles de Gaulle, or as a passenger going down to Charles de Gaulle on Sunday this week, so that will be nice. First time there in many years. When I was like a tiny child, I think. I don't have any memories of it, so that will be a cool part, of course, to see how it is in Paris, for that matter, but also the airport. Always interesting to see. So we're doing the Basel to age to the 28th, and I want to see which one. Maybe the Olges one, if we're doing the Zulu one. Then the Olges, could that be a good one? Then we're coming KF122 all guess, so we're gonna do a direct. Let me show you how it will look. I don't know why this one always goes in this really weird. Yeah, I'm really tired with computers now. Always doing some. I think this will be reasonable. I'm gonna change to heavy and Air France. And let's see if I can connect and file and if it works. We've had multiple issues now with the co-pilot not following. So I'm just hoping we have better luck this time. Air France 4003, ready to copy, IFR clearance. Okay, looks good. I'll move this one down. We'll do the Zulu one, the Basel, via all guess. And this should give us now, without any... Yep, that was perfect. No discontinuities.
Air France 4003 Heavy is cleared to Bravo India Kilo Foxtrot, fly the UTRA 5 Kilo departure, with the Utrecht transition, then as filed. Climb to flight level 100 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 6 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.35. Squawk 4564.
Air France 4003 Heavy read back correct. Altimeter is 3035, contact ground on 121.8 when ready for pushback.
Apparently you can't fly offsets with Aerosoft, that's a bit sucky. I was thinking of trying that.
France 4003 Heavy.
Now that's a new bug as well. Oh yeah, oh, it makes sense, right? Because I tweaked that. God damn. Now it should work. Okay, in terms of what they were saying, which I didn't listen to at all, it's in terms of squawk. It's 4564. 4564. I think these are mainly on. I'm gonna put them on so I don't forget to do that. In terms of our clearance, flight level 100. So 10,000. I do even wonder if the Microsoft version has the offsets. I love that they already in 2020 were saying that they were gonna incorporate that in the Microsoft version. Yeah, I don't think you should be able to put that to on already, but oh well. Anything else? I don't think so. Let me have a look quickly. We seem to have all packs on board. So okay, boarding complete. Let's open the APU, and I'm also gonna do, you won't hear it because I had to tone down the air tool a bit because it was really loud. I need to probably decrease the volumes of my sound files. It was crazy loud.
Cabin crew, please close doors. Thank you.
Yes, we'll close doors. We should be able to hear those nice doors closing. It's a pretty good sound. Well, not the sound pack, but this plane has a pretty good sound generally. At least what I've... that's the impression I've gotten. I wonder how you're supposed to be able to... because I just want to see a bit, look at these weather. The wind, it might We'll just come from the side, and for here it will help us tiny bit. But then we're going right straight into the wind. We'll have some clouds on the way. Quite a bit actually. So let's see. Let's see how we how it will go. Anything else? The flap is open. We can start the APU. It's nice actually for a change to be flying a real airline, of course. I do like to fly my virtual ones, but it's always nice to change things up a bit. I mean, on most of my clips I do fly real ones as well, but maybe not as often as I should. Oh no, did I remove that? God damn it. I wanted the info, cause that one tells me what I'm supposed to. I think at least. Let me see if we have anything on. Okay, well here we do have some of the info, but I think the God damn it, at least there's a takeoff trim. It's pretty useful information. 132, 132, 138. I hate that it doesn't have a performance. I think I'm getting a separate one, but I'm not sure it's worth the money. For the 767 though, I think it might be, for the Captain Sim one. 'Cause there's some nice tool. Topper Sim or something who's made one. And I think the recommendation was 4.0. So let's just go with that. The APU seems to be started. So let's start the bleed. Disconnect the external one. We can keep a normal pack flow. You can hear the pack flow coming online. Yeah, it's a pretty nice airport, this one, when it's working. I really like the Charles de Gaulle one. For some reason though, I'm not getting any. Huh, so odd. Trying to get my traffic controller tool to work, but for some reason I can't seem to. Sorry, I'm just gonna do task manager quickly here and see if I by mistake have opened some. Maybe if I run it as an admin. So I'm just trying to get some traffic. But so far no success. True glass. Huh. So let's see, we'll try to load. If we don't have any, that's of course gonna be a bit of a bummer, but we can live without it, I think. Okay, now it's working again. Sorry, my keybinds weren't working for chase plane. God, I'm not having the best of days right now. Boarding is completed, so we can operate the jetways, aka just disconnect both of them. Looks like everything is closed, which is the only thing, or the only reason why I'm out here checking about. Still waiting for traffic controller. Hopefully we get some traffic. but that's a big if. Ground services, we don't need the external, we don't need the wheel chocks. But we do need the parking brake in order to remove the wheel chocks. What else? Okay, this one is still loading the AIGFP files. And what we should be doing is getting GSX to push us back. Air France 4003 Heavy, ready for pushback.
Air France 4003 Heavy pushback.
Let's see. Can we get going? Hopefully. We wanna go to 19 right. Which is a bit of a taxi. Not crazy taxi, but it's not a short one either. Ice warning, nah, let's go without. And now we have some traffic, look at this. Air Canada, a lot of 777s, a lot of A220s, that's nice. That's nice. What do we have there? Is that Air Mauritius maybe? God, I really can't read. Need to get better glasses. Okay. I think things are moving along.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
They are ready for pushback. That's very good news. Gotta check if we need to do any sort of announcement. Don't think so.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Bypass pin inserted. We can go to flight plan here. We can put on the constraints, which seems to be on already. That is good news. Anything else? Don't think so. What viewpoints did we have with this one? Well, basically only some boring ones. Let's see if I can get like a nice one, mainly for my own sake. I can a GoPro one. Something like this could be nice. Update preset. Let me see now if I have the nice. Yeah, that will work. Okay, nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tumble down. We won't wait for the icing condition thingy. I imagine there was a time when the A330 was the main competitor of the 777. That must have been a bit of an unfair game. I mean, the A330 is a good aircraft, right? But the 777 is just so much bigger, right? Okay, let's see. That is going alright. That's good. We almost have a good start. Looks pretty stable. Let's start engine number 1. How many aircrafts do we have around us now when it's finally working? 83. It's a lot of AI. It's crazy how little impact they have on FPS though. I'll give them that compared to X-Plane where I get a huge impact by the AI. I'll put max auto brake.
Set parking brakes.
Well, set parking brakes. Oh, and we need to also start, which I always forget, the safety announcement. Is it starting? Maybe it's that low. Let me just raise. Okay, so it is working. I'm just gonna keep it low because we don't need to hear it, right? We're not in the front of the
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
unlocking gear. Perfect. The beacon light should be on. Looks pretty good. I must say though, I don't think their PBR is the best. It's very simplistic. I was looking at their files compared to PMDG, and I think they have implemented their PBR much better. I'm not saying it's bad, but I mean it's not that much better. I mean it's just too
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
too glossy generally.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Good. We like to hear that the left and right is clear. That one is fine. I'll go to flaps 2, system, auto, and system 1. Flight controls. No, now I'm just doing like a quick scan just to see that everything seems to be on the right. And it looks correct. APU bleed, taxi and runway turn off light. Master APU switch. Cabin. Cabin check, we should. Can we do that ourselves or do we need to wait? And the wiper is working. Good. Very good. We are ready to go. I'll release the parking brake. And look at that, we are taxiing on idle thrust. That is very nice. Let's maybe try to get back on the yellow line. And bye bye GSX man. And thank you for helping. Air France 4003 Heavy, ready to taxi.
Air France 4003 Heavy taxi to runway 09 right via taxiways Papa 1, Foxtrot, Golf, November, Bravo,
Oh.
Delta 7,
Don't want to hit that other aircraft.
Delta 1,
Ah, looks like we're fine.
09 right.
Taxi to runway 09 right via taxiways Papa 1,
Papa 1,
Foxtrot,
which is the one we're on
Golf,
now.
November,
Foxtrot, Golf,
Bravo,
November,
Bravo Delta 7, Delta,
Bravo
Bravo
Delta
Delta
7.
5, Delta 1, hold short runway 09
Ah,
right Air France
my God.
4003 Heavy.
That's some crazy taxi. There was too many Bravos. Bravo, Bravo Delta 7, Delta, Bravo Delta 5, Delta. Jesus. Okay, we're taxiing. It's taxiing relatively well now, so that's nice to see. Looking pretty good. I really like how the scenery looks. Let me zoom out a bit so you see the whole aircraft when I'm spinning around like that. It's not a problem for me, right, with my 3 screens, but since the one I'm recording with is the one in the middle, right? It gets a bit skewed. It's really long taxi. I hate long taxis. And they want us to turn already here. I'm overspeeding a bit. Don't ask me why they just wanted us to turn like this. I don't know. My guess is you would never turn to this other side, but I'm just gonna follow now the reasoning of Pilot to ADC. My guess is that the left one here is, I mean, it's right sided traffic. That's my main gist, or just my main intuition. That's what my intuition is telling me. Let's try to stay on the center line. I think everything else is set up correctly though, so that's good news. This airport is though huge. So many different terminals. Or what's this? Is this like the domestic one? Terminal 1? That must be domestic, right? Let me have a look. I'm gonna just use Google Terminal 1. Let's make sure we stay on the actual taxiway. Oh, look at that. Is that one taking off or did that one land? A nice 777. I think Air France has... let me just check. Air France fleet. I think they have stopped using their 777s. No, they still have some. But they are retiring some of them, right? They were even the launch customer for the 777-300ER. So that's pretty sad. Okay, let's see now. We are supposed to turn here. Can't be looking at that 777 forever. Gotta say goodbye. Get on with our own flying. I thought I was gonna see some more smaller aircraft. I wonder where they've spawned in all these A220s. My guess is potentially at Orly Airport, because that's pretty close. But let's see. And we are continuing to taxi. No aircraft it seems. Anyone behind us? Not that I can see. That's okay. Apart from the 777 that I guess landed. And now I'm wondering, so I'm flying with with SAS on the way back. So does that mean I am taking off from Terminal 2? Okay. So not Terminal, that's nice. Oh wait, now I think I missed the point I was supposed to drive off on, but we'll turn on the next one. Sorry about that. So Terminal, your next trip. And we want to turn here. We don't want to go into that blue thing, but oh well. Probably, or the light before we crash into it. And we are taking off from Terminal 2 in Arlanda. Landing at Terminal 2F. Okay. I wonder how that airport's gonna be on the inside. I've heard some bad things about Charles de Gaulle, so I hope it's not true. We need to turn here. God damn, so many turns. This airport is not, I guess, customer friendly. We'll turn to the left. Soon we'll be able to start our long flight. It's 1,241 nautical miles. It will take some time to get to our destination. I've actually never been to Reykjavik myself. Closest I got, I guess, is when I flew to Chicago once from Stockholm. So I guess we flew over Iceland, but that's about as close as I've gotten. Okay, we should now get the handover. We're finally getting to where we want to be. And let me check how much time this is taken in the recording. We are already at 37 minutes. Good times. We'll stop at the next one.
Tower on 118.65 Air France 4003 Heavy.
And before we ask, let's just make sure we have everything properly set up. Yes, weather radar, landing lights, takeoff, yes, yes, yes. Air France 4003 Heavy, ready for takeoff.
Air France 4003 Heavy winds are 19er at 5 knots cleared for
Good. We got the takeoff clearance. Let's check to our left. It doesn't look like anyone's coming. I'm not even sure we have any clouds, or it's just fog. But I guess we'll find out as we go. Can you with these large ones do a rolling start? I guess you can, or rolling takeoff. But probably not worth the hassle when taking into account the fact that, I mean, it's such a long flight, right? So how much minutes can you actually save? Okay. Let's not do one now then. We will start by pushing up on the throttles. They are looking pretty good, stable, seeing nothing wrong. Why can't I get that deflects? Okay, we'll just keep as is. V1 rotate, that was really odd. Not sure why. I have positive rate of climb. I'm gonna put up the gears. And I wanna see, why are we not... Oh, look at the speed though. Gonna go flap 0. I was certain we put in the flex, right? We did. Doesn't seem to have made any difference though. And we are away. Bye bye. Charles de Gaulle and Paris, and on our way to Reykjavik. I guess a lot of people wants to try the geysers and whatever other fun things you can try in Iceland. We have the nice moon in front of us. That's always lovely to see. Oh, and we are overspeeding like crazy. Yeah, I've been flying this really poorly. I got too stuck on the... Okay, throttle climb. Let's see if we can at least get that working appropriately. I want to see how we're supposed to take this turn. And again, our co-pilot has just totally left us in the dust. So tired of him. Can we fire him? I don't mind doing it manually, but it's just I want to be able to leave the flight without having to worry about that, right? Let's see, we're turning a bit sharper than we should, but that's fine. Better sort of somewhat on the path. And let me see now, because we haven't gotten any further clearances, right? No further clearances. I'm gonna shut the lights. So we're at 10,000 feet. I'll just quickly jump to the outside. Not too much to see. You can see the nice flutter rail beneath us, but that's about it.
Air France 4003 heavy climb to flight left 160.
160. We can continue our climb. I will remove the spoiler being armed. And we are climbing, albeit very slowly. I guess this red is supposed to showcase that it's actually locked, which is good. Windy, what can Windy tell us? Windy can tell us that the weather is very interesting. And we have very little icing severity here, which is good. Something tells me we'll be able to climb all the way up if we just continue. 125. One to 5.7. Why can't this co-pilot be of any use?
Air France 4003 Heavy climbing to flight level 220.
Oh, it's because he has again stopped responding to.
Climb and maintain flight level 160 Air France 4003 Heavy.
Air France 4003 Heavy climb to flight level 220.
Climb to flight level 220 Air France 4003 Heavy.
Is that some turbulence we're experiencing? Some tiny one maybe? Let me see also that we have actually a proper, that I haven't done anything wrong with active sky. Sometimes I manage to leave it in custom weather just by mistake. Ah, I knew it. Cancel. I felt that something was a bit odd with the weather. It's not custom here. This is probably the real weather at a specific time point. But for example, the altimeter wasn't too much of a difference. It was probably earlier today when I was doing some testing.
Air France 4003 Heavy climb to flight level.
Okay, now he should at least change the frequencies.
Climb to flight level 280 Air France 4003 Heavy.
We'll go up to 360. They're flying relatively nicely. Let me get a nice little picture here. Of our lovely aircraft climbing up. The funny part is I tweaked the exposure in the config file and it seems to have done a bit of the trick. It looks a bit better. I think it's a bit more clearer, the cockpits. But it could just be a placebo effect as well. So why is that one highlighted? Oh, it's a bit odd. No cabin on this one, so the best thing we get is, I guess, the toilet. No? No toilet? That would be so nice to have a toilet in there. I can imagine, right, if you're the crew. I guess otherwise you have to go outside. At least some of it is modeled. I really like that in Explain, that you kind of have everything modeled as you should. I know why they do it like this, because it saves a bit of the FPS. But oh well. I do wonder about the prog though, in terms of the let me see if we can see it here maybe. I'm wondering about the fuel on board. It should be fine according to this one. To the estimation for the estimation for destination, but let's see.
Climb to flight level 360 Air France 4003 Heavy.
And now we're climbing up to 360. We're in it for the long haul. Still have a lot of aircraft that haven't despawned.
Heavy contact Paris center on 126.47. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 126.47 Air France 4003 Heavy.
Let me see, what did they... He even acknowledged the change, just didn't execute it. Jesus Christ.
Center Air France 4003 Heavy climbing to flight level 360. Contact center on 126.4. Center Air France 4003 Heavy climbing to flight level 360.
Oh, and we can see airborne traffic even with pilot utility. That's really cool, actually. We can't see what type of aircraft they are, we just know where they're going. None is following the same route we are. I think we should have some coming to the right though, so I'm a bit wondering. If it's just within a specific radius in pilot ADC. Let me show you. You press here, right, and then you get the air traffic, and here you get the ground traffic. And I mean a lot of it here. Let me stop following. I guess we missed some. We can see the what, you know, Air Canada or Ethiopian and similar. Griffin, Tourjet, Easy, Air Hop. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, we're getting up to 36,000 feet. Let's see. Well, relatively slow though. Thought we were flying faster. And oh, we're reaching cruising altitude. This one really wants to take a break, this virtual pilot, but I am gonna pause the sim and then I'll restart it once we get closer to our top of descent. Sorry, I had to yawn. Most likely we won't have pilot ADC at that point anymore because I probably won't be able to keep up with the changes, but let's see. So yeah, see you in a bit. Hi guys. There we go. So we are now about 50 nautical miles from our top of descent. Not according to the A330 itself, but according to pilot to ADC. So I thought it would be a good time to get back. We're soon at Brekkie with around 18,000 pounds of fuel left. Kind of aligned with what we had. I did force the speed up a bit to speed things up. Probably could have done a bit faster as well, which I think we can do now at the end as well, just to really push this aircraft to its fullest extent. But in terms of being at Brekkie, we should be at around 15.5. So we're looking pretty good speed-wise and fuel-wise, sorry. I thought the higher speed might hurt a bit more, right? But it hasn't thus far. As you can see, the weather is also a bit nicer. A bit of a variety of cumulus and I guess some of these other cloud types. Totally blanked out on that. Let me check what they're called. Yeah, maybe, no, I'm not sure it's Nimbostratus, it's Stratus clouds. Maybe Altostratus, depends on their height, right? And on their shape, of course. But let's see, so, BIK, we are landing at runway 28. 125.
Center on 125.5 Air France 4003 Heavy.
5. I'll have to switch that myself. I've been able to actually maintain this
Center Air France
relatively
4003
reasonably.
Heavy at flight level 360.
Okay, 28 at an ILS. We're doing the Zulu approach. The minimums. Let's say we're category C-ish. So 341. If we put it here in the barrow, 341, category 1. In terms of the, oh sorry, where am I now? Let's get back to our normal position and actually check the destination weather. 974, so a bit of a lower barometric pressure. With a temperature of 2 degrees. It's actually quite warm in Reykjavik, probably the Gulf Stream assisting there, but it's really hard winds though. Gusting, I'll do the one without the gust. Let me see, A330. And we see here headwind 35 knots. I guess this will be a bit of a headwind. We're not gonna get all of that right on top of us, considering that we're going at 282. So we should be fine. The crosswind component shouldn't be too much. Let's raise that one. What else? 133 in VAP seems reasonable, I would say. And anything else we need to take into account? Ooh, that's a good question. We won't see a lot of Iceland. It's to our right here. Mainly, this is why this flight was perfect for doing this sort of pause after reaching cruise and then continuing, because there's not a lot to see, right? Not a lot of things happening here. I mean, the weather's been good almost all flight. Seen some green weather clouds, but that's about it. So, let's see what else we need to prepare. If there's anything on Luke air tool. I only have prepare for landing. We forgot to do prepare for takeoff. We forgot to toggle the Wi-Fi for passengers. A lot of Finnish people again represent. And let's see. Let's see. Sorry, got caught up. So I got an email now from Orbex. They messed up something with the 717. I decided to finally go for the update, so I didn't have to see that. Even though I heard that the update might break the 717. But then the installer was broken. But apparently there's some fix coming out, so I'll give Orbex some time on that. It's not like I'm flying the 717 every day. It does look pretty good in the cockpit. I wonder if that exposure really did help. So I really don't feel like we have two dark cockpits anymore, and that's nice. But on the other hand, not sure if the clouds are how nice they are. Now, do we even have the right clouds? That's a good question now. Let me see if I can get Aska to show. This is the way you do it, right? Let me check. See, I don't need the highest ones. They're pretty good, so we should have the right ones. Have that save and applied. Then I would check Rex as well. In sync engine. So we have our clouds from this one. Bit lower tops. Should be correct. I don't know why, I just remember the Rex guys looking a bit better, but yeah, 2D clouds will never look exactly perfect, but they will do the job in terms of at least giving you a kind of realistic depiction of what the weather will be around. I'm sorry, this was my email that I was reading. I'll move that away. I'll give a shout out to Nick Cooper, one of the best support guys out there for Orbex. But also for, I would say, flight sim in general. It's really like very customer oriented. I have nothing but good things to say to him. Or to anyone else for that matter about him. Let's have a look at our flight plan. We're still looking pretty good. We might be going a bit lower now with the... And I'm actually gonna push this in so we get it under the FMC's control. It will start to decrease, as you can see. I think it's quite a bit lower on the Mach. Gotta check the flight plan as well, see a bit what it's suggesting in that regard. We have in total about 175 nautical miles left on the flight. So about 25 minutes, but hopefully a bit faster, but let's see. Have we gotten the descent clearance yet? We have actually not gotten any descent clearance. So that's a bit weird, because we've been getting the reassignment. Well, let's wait and see if we get any sort of message from the Reykjavik control, or we'll just start descending ourselves, and we can then descend down to 1,800, I think is the approach altitude. So we can start by setting that in to the correct altitude. I'd forgotten that in taxi, that's not the best. And I've also forgotten the seatbelt signs on. So our passengers has been strapped in for the flight. For better or worse. Let me think a bit if there is anything we're missing. We'll do medium brakes. We can arm the spoilers already. There's no need to use them, I think, as long as everything goes as it should. I also saw, just wanted to share the news, but on Sim Market, the Majestic the Majestic Dash 8 or Majestic Software started selling their Dash 8 electronic flight book. And let me bring it up quickly here. It's only a 2D window now, but I do hope this will be integrated into a 3D, because then I'll definitely be very interested. I mean, as of now it's just the parameters and stuff. And you can get like the flight plan, so I do hope they are thinking of the next step. But this is looking really good, and I might buy this to support them actually. It's great to see developers still developing for P3D actually. And let's see, we're now getting on, we're soon gonna be at our top of descent. Feels like we're flying super slow now compared to just a minute ago. There we go. We have now reached the point. And what we can do is press that in, so we can start our descent. What else? Almost like I have something in my throat. But I'm alive, I'm kicking. Let's see, is there anything else, any interesting news? Just some interesting discussions. It's a bit quiet now. I think a lot of developers focusing on getting themselves set up for 24. And I guess it depends a bit on how many players will be focused on 24 versus 20. I mean, there's a lot of business decisions that will have to be made in that regard. So let's see. Wind is not showing too much ice severity. Satellite showing relatively a bit of a broken kind of layer. Here it looks a bit worse actually though. Weather radar. Okay, nothing too bad. I'll just do the ice severity again. Seems like there's something going on there. Clear air turbulence. Looks good. Wind gusts. Yeah, there's some winds going on here. So let's really see how this landing will take place and how good it will go. Snow depth. There's some snow on Iceland. Not sure we'll see it since I have what's it called? The photoreal. The photoreal for the island, so it might not showcase any snow, but we shall see. We're descending relatively slowly actually. What time is it? Saying around 90 minutes. So let's keep an eye on if we're... Well, I guess if we're going slow it won't be a problem. But you can see Windy has quite a bit of different things to watch. So we can keep it here for now. Let's have a look at everything else. Looks fine. Cabin altitude is decreasing, which must be nice for the passengers. The bleeds. Bit of a higher pressure here on the left one. Looking fine otherwise. Aircon. A bit warmer towards the back, I guess. And hydraulics looks fine. Fuel in terms of used, in terms of what we have left, looks fine. We're exactly at where we wanted to be at Brekkie, so that's good news. Still no visual on Isla or Iceland. Sorry, island. That's an island. That's a generic island. Let me see. Anything else? Anything else? Don't think so. Let's put this back. Let's see, systems normal. We're getting closer to the clouds. Where's the sun actually? That might be interesting. So still up in the air, not settling, that's good. Very good. I do wonder what the Air France fleet looks like. Do they have the A330s? They do, but it's a 200 model. 11 of those. They never had this 300. They used the A340 though, which they retired due to the COVID-19 pandemic. What else? Any interesting models they've had? They've had a very varied fleet. Fokkers, Lockheed, DC-10s. Jesus, I didn't know they had DC-10s actually. And the Transall C160, Vickers Viscounts, 747s, 200 and 400 models, 707s, but no DC-8s actually, so they were a 707 fleet. They did though have some DC-6 and DC-4s actually for quite a while. And let's see what else. Some Concords, of course, A300, A310s, and then the A320s. So yeah, very interesting, very interesting. Are there any A310s flying still? There's a few, mainly in Iran. But still, interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's focus a bit here on our descent. Still looking good. There's really not much happening yet. Missed approach, climb on course 282 to 3000 feet, expect vectoring by Keflavik approach. nothing surprising there. We'll do the all guess. Maybe I guess the key will be to maintain the altitude restrictions. Do we expect any other aircrafts? Can't see any. Actually, that's crazy. Let's see if we get any once we get closer. Let's see what the performance again was. 341, 974. 974? Was that the QNH? Has it changed at all? 974. I think we can prepare it on this one just so we have it. So it's a bit lower than we think. Quite a bit actually, about 1,000 feet lower than we think it is, 1,100. We can activate the landing systems on both sides. Verify that. 185, yes. 282, yes. Perfect. So that's looking good. I think we need to drag that down. It's a very good cockpit, I must say, the Aerosoft A330. It's really I would say their best product. Maybe the CRJ though might take the I mean, 'cause it's really good, the EFB in the CRJ, I would say. Maybe not that much better though, but I just really like it a bit. But I guess it's a different developer. They haven't reinstated the A380s Air France. That's very interesting actually. Okay, let's see now what's the time frame looking at. We are 13 minutes from landing. We are getting closer, slowly and steadily. But everything's looking good. Like, look at the fuel on board. It has barely decreased, right? Crazy, you know, when you're in descent, how little fuel they used compared to when they're in cruise, for example. I wonder though how fuel efficient you can make engines and still make it cost efficient. I've always wondered that. Like, there must be like, you can always make them more efficient, right? But at some point there must be like a cap, and then you have to look for alternate solutions, if there are any, of course. Okay, we're still descending. Looks like we have some weather now on the... So let's see once we zoom in a bit. Looks fine though, green. Nothing to worry about yet, at least. And there's been a new update to the TFDI MD11. A lot of changes for Microsoft Flight Sim, but some for P3D as well. Let me see, wait, trying to check something, but now I lost my train of thought. Where is the... Let me just quickly check something. Oh, nothing interesting. So let's focus on getting down. We have some yellow areas though. I guess those are ones you can go, but I guess you would rather avoid them. We're looking good in terms of being on. I guess if we look at the prog page, we should be able to see that the vertical deviation is looking very good. Let's see if we'll need to use the spoilers, but I do doubt that. Let's see a bit actually, since we don't really need to check this one anymore. Checks and flows. So if we're doing the descent, is there anything that I've missed, something I haven't checked from before? We might want to keep the terrain radar on the right one. That's always a good one. Barometric ref. What's the transition altitude? 7,000 feet. So we still have some ways to go. Landing lights, once we start to come closer to 10,000. Approach, flows. EFIS option. PP. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. Landing. PP. Briefing. Can you zoom down on this? Or yeah, you can. Okay. Seat belts on. Barrel ref minimums. Yes. Engine start selector as required. Seat belt approach phase. Activate. Final. Okay. Pretty good. What's the go around? Toga? Go around flaps order. They retract it. And let me see. If you have gears, right? Don't you wanna put them up? But okay. Not gonna. It is what it is. Okay. Still ascending. Can we finally start to see a bit of ice land somewhere? Nope. We're coming in blind. But we're really not far away now. Sucks we haven't gotten any sort of handover. That's sad, but it is what it is. We'll make the best of it. We're landing on a quite is that the short runway or is that the same size? I mean, it should be fine, I think, but I'm just looking at it here. And now I think the landing message started. Oh, look at that. Icing detected. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can. I mean, it's audible. Let's just put it on. I don't want to risk anything. Since we got the ice detected warning. Not sure what the effect of the anti-icing is on this aircraft. Could be quite minor, but in some I know, like the MD-82, right? It's quite a noticeable effect, right? I think Mentor Pilot had a good video about that. One 140. 3,500.
Expect the BASL2 hotel arrival.
Okay, 119.3. Let's be ready to change soon enough.
France 4003 Heavy will cross Baslu at or above flight level 140.
What was the cloud?
BASL2 hotel arrival with the Baslu transition to cross
Few at 37,000. Scatter at 51. It's a good way to learn to read these by looking at these, right?
19.3 Air France 4003 Heavy.
Okay, 119.3.
Approach Air France 4003 Heavy descending to 3,500.
We're below 10,000, so landing lights should go on. We're soon at 7,000. Let's remember we are much lower than we think we are. So let's start getting this down, because it was really low, right? It was like 974. Look at that. Nine, 7, 4. There we go. So yeah, it's not a whole lot left. We'll soon be in on the final. Should be a relatively, let's not say easy, but straightforward. As long as the wind doesn't switch or there's some major changes, it should be fine. We actually have some airplanes around us, some Dash 8s and a 757-200, so that's pretty nice. Nothing too crazy though, but interesting. And I do wonder if they are where they're located. I can't find them on Pilot 30C, so that's doesn't seem to be anyone else coming in for landing according to Pilot 30C. Look at that, we can finally start seeing Iceland. Happy days. Nav barrow value disagree. Oh yeah, it's because I went too low with one of them. Let's change the range a bit. This range is already at the lowest. We can keep it as is. Let's ask them to prepare for landing. Try to be a good pilot, at least somewhat decent.
Cabin crew prepare for landing.
I think they've done a good job with those recordings. With the Luke Air tool. Not sure if you could hear it, but since I lowered quite a bit the sounds, but yeah, they are pretty good. You'll just have to trust me on that. Okay, so here we go. So this is Iceland. Not perfect, right? I think you can see there's some areas that are either white because of snow or probably because of clouds. But it should be decent enough. Gonna raise my own volume a bit just so I can hear stuff a bit better. Fuel wise we look fine. As you can see, there's some snow here, and that's due to the airport itself. We're at least below the clouds, so that's good news. We do not seem to have any intruders on our approach, which is great news. Those are annoying. Let me check what the speed is still. Soon we should be slowing down quite a bit after Olgas. I feel like we're quite low, but I think that's what it's supposed to be. Not sure how many trees they have around these areas. They look like they have quite a bit here, but I'm not sure if that's how it looks in reality. But oh well. I'll let it slide. Still looks pretty good. I'm content in that regard. Okay, throttle idle. We are slowing down. The reason why I'm wondering is just because I want to go to flaps 1 probably now. Just to make sure that we have that extra drag.
2000.
Okay, clear for the ILS approach.
Cleared for the ILS approach to runway 28 with the Algis transition Air
We'll
France 4003
cut out
heavy
the
altimeter
auto
is
throttle,
2879er tower on
because I
118.3 Air France
want to do this relatively
4003
manually.
heavy.
So I usually start with auto throttle just to make sure we have control and can tweak that a bit. Okay, it's suggesting that we extend speed brake, but I think it's sufficient if we just lower the throttle a bit.
Contact tower on 118.3 Air France 4003 heavy.
And there it looks like we have the shitty. And now I'm just gonna double check that we really do have everything correct here. Okay, altimeter changed a bit. So let's take that into account. It's looking pretty good. We're slowing down as we should. Is it 200 for the next level? 196. So let's try to slow it down a bit more. We can arm the approach mode. Just make sure we turn. There we go.
Contact
We have
tower
the
on
localizer alive.
118.3 Air France 4003 heavy.
And we have the runway in sight. Do we want to go Now we can go flaps 2, I'm pretty sure. Now we can go to manual control. Okay. Oh, let's see.
Tower Air France 4003 heavy inbound for ILS approach runway 2A.
I'll drop the gears and I'll increase the speed quite a bit. Air France 4003 established on final. Let's slow down quite a bit. Air France 4003 heavy established on final. Okay, seems like it's a bit bugged out, but should be fine. Okay, we're not descending as quick as we should. So we need to force this fat bird down. We can go to flaps full. We can put on the lights. Probably don't need these anti-icing ones. Let's make sure that we do maintain. Since we're going a bit faster, we need to keep a bit of a higher vertical descent. Now we need to add some thrust. So we don't want to be going too slow. We have quite a bit of drag now, which is of course good, but it also does pose the risk of us being a tad bit too slow. Don't think we'll stall, but there's a risk. So since the wind is from the left, 230, 24 knots, quite. Almost from the side. We'll need to crab a bit to the right. I'll probably fail with that, but I'll try. I'll slow down also quite a bit. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I see we're too high. Not sure we're that high. Looks pretty okay.
1,000.
1,000. Let's slow down a bit. And let's start. We're descending a bit too fast there, I would say. Oh, look at that. Now this weird ground
500.
morphing. Yeah, we're a bit unstable maybe. 500.
300.
300.
100 above.
100 above.
200. Minimum
Continue.
100.
We're a bit to the...
50. 40. 30.
Oh, we're a bit late.
To retard.
Yeah.
10.
Well,
5.
we'll be fine. It's we're a bit too long. We should have done a go around to be 100% truthful, but it's a pretty long runway. I realized at the end. I wanted to turn out on that one, but okay, we can't. We'll just have to continue for a bit. God damn. Could I saved us a bit of time, but I will. I can just go to the end. So yeah, up, damn. Solid landing. I'm just gonna close pilot to ADC because unfortunately it's bugged out. But in terms of landing rate, 193. So pretty decent. let's make sure we actually stop here. We don't need to have any speed, we can just use idle thrust. So one of the reasons I don't fly here that much is just because of this morphing of the land class. I don't know why it does that, but it does. We don't need landing lights. We can go to taxi lights. We can start the APU. We can hear the flight attendants explaining to everyone to keep their butts on their seats. Let's see if we have we still only have 3 aircraft. That's the problem with having a percentage. I wish they had like a minimum cap, so you at some airports, the smaller ones, could get a lot more aircrafts. Then you could cap it for the larger ones. For example, you could always have 30 different aircrafts or something like that. Okay, let's see. So we are now taxiing to the gate. It's a very nice scenery. I actually hate the fact that it has this morphing, because this is one of MK Studios' better sceneries, I would say. It's really good. What don't we need? We don't need these anymore. Constraints, who care about that? The flap is open, we can start the APU. Let's hope they have enough taxi spots, but I believe they will. I mean, if there's only one 757, there's probably some of those 767 spots available. Oh, that's interesting. A British Airways, probably part of the scenery itself. What about that Wizz Air, also probably part of the scenery? Yeah, it's very good scenery, this one. I really thoroughly enjoy it. Okay, let's good question. Maybe we can taxi on this next one. Gonna jump outside and just do a bit of a cheat. Yeah, we'll taxi on that one. You could of course ask for a follow me truck, but I guess those aren't as kind of normal nowadays. They have a really good cockpit though, with the lights. This Aerosoft A330, it looks really good. Let's see, are these the large ones? 9 and 12? Let's do a bit of a, so we should have some suitable ones. 14 should be, request follow me. Let's just request follow me. Let's make sure we get it right. Hopefully this follow me doesn't ditch us like some of them do if you drive too close. I think it's coming around the corner there. I think you also have one with sorry, now I pressed the wrong button, but I think this one also has a follow me car ultimate ground crew, but I do like the GSX one in the sense that you can easily kind of select the gate. With the ultimate ground crew you have to like open this and select it manually. Okay, follow me has arrived. Yes, please. Follow me. Okay, let's see where it will take us. There's the Wizz Air. A bit of a boring weather. Nothing Nothing super nice. Okay, let's see. Oh, was it this close? Is that 40? Yeah, okay. Remind me to never again ask for a follow me car. But thank you. And I think we have the VDGS, right? That will guide us in. So let's see now. We'll turn a bit. Try to get on nicely here. I mean, we don't have to do all of this, but I kind of like to end it on a somewhat good note. A bit to the left. 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A bit more, a bit more, a bit more. Stop. So there we go. Parking brake set. We can shut the engines. So there we go. Okay, pretty good parking after all. And a pretty good landing rate. So now I guess the only thing we need to do is watch the replay and then we can wrap up. Let's do 360. Nah, that's a bit too far. 500 should give us, yeah, pretty good. So here you can see it's a bit weird, this autogen kind of interaction with the morphing. Luckily it stops at the airport itself. It's like around it, it's just... I need to have a look into that and fix it at some point. I really thought I had fixed it, but apparently not. It's almost worse when you're departing from this airport. So we're coming in relatively slow, and I totally forgot to crab enough, I would say. I think I solved it almost at the end by turning a bit. Well, let me see, I should have crabbed. Should have crabbed much more. That was the only reason why I survived, was because I was going, or why it went so well. So did I think that because I was quite slow. But I mean, we drifted quite far down the runway. So yeah, not my best landing, and not the best approach, but sufficient. But this wasn't awful. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and this new way of doing long hauls. Won't see the in-betweens, but you'll see the more important parts, and in this way I can, you know, keep them somewhat reasonable sized. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, until next time, bye bye.